Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. Welcome back to my channel, my lovelies. If you've never been here before, thank you so much for clicking on my video. I do so hope that you will like and subscribe before you leave. Become part of the Mama family. Mama's got your back, at least where makeup's concerned, and definitely when that makeup is cheap. Now, talking about cheap makeup, there's not much that's more affordable than e.l.f. And they just came out with a ton of new stuff. Guys, I am diving into new drugstore releases. That is what I do. That is what I love. Drugstore has my heart and soul. It is my happy place when it comes to makeup. I feel good about the price. I feel good about the quality. And e.l.f. really just does it right 99% of the time. So I went ahead and I placed an order with e.l.f. Now, I purchased their new gaming collection, as well as I got the Charlotte Tilbury dupe, and it just got delivered today. I have not even unboxed it. I literally have the box sitting right here. It is unopened, untouched. We're going to do a full-on unboxing, first impressions, just kind of dive into it, see what we think. Now, disclaimer, I've never used the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. I think it goes for, what, $30, $40. I'm not paying that. Not paying it. I'm not paying it for a foundation. I'm definitely not paying it for an underpainting highlighter thing. I'm not gonna do it. But I'm not gonna sit here and lie to y'all either and say that I haven't been intrigued by it. Definitely has been something I've been interested in for the longest time. And the minute I went onto e.l.f.'s website, they actually sent me an email telling me that it had just dropped. I hadn't heard anything about this until I got the email, and the day I got the email was actually the day that I was gifted. One of my beautiful friends was like, here for your channel. I was like, thank you so much. So I had a little bit of extra money to play with, and I was like, okay, we're just gonna do it. So I placed an order with e.l.f. I'm also placing an order with Profusion, because you know I love Profusion so very much. So I'm going to try to test out their new Jurassic Park and Boba Tea collections. So that's coming very, very shortly. But for today, we're going to dive into the e.l.f. I am so excited about this. I just absolutely cannot wait. I'm just gonna kind of cut into this thing. We're doing it full, like old school unboxing. You guys are going to be with me for my very first impressions. Getting into these boxes sometimes, I tell you what though, is some kind of feat in and of itself. The e.l.f. boxes are not that bad because they have this little tear off thing in the front that you just kind of rip off and then everything opens. New makeup is always so much fun. I think that's part of what is so magical. I love this. I love the way that they package everything. It says, everything in this box is made to thrill. Whether you rock a full beat or kick it low key, we're here to give you everything you need to explore your creativity. So win with clean skin and enjoy guilt-free play with major payoff. Express yourself. So that's what it says. I love that. It's the little details like this that really make ordering from brands so much more special. I love it so, so much. So you open it up. I mean, this is packaged. It is made to arrive safely. So that's what it looks like. I'm going to take everything out of the box and then we'll get started. But I just wanted to show you how it comes packaged. Also, they had a promotion going on the website that if you ordered a certain amount of if you spent a certain amount of money, then they sent you a freebie, and my freebie was the Hydrogel Eye Patches. Now, if you guys watch my channel at all, you will know that I talk about the e.l.f. Hydrogel Eye Patches all the time. They are my absolute favorites. When it comes to moisturizing under eye patches, they are beautifully shaped, they're beautifully hydrating, and they really just work. After I put these on, my under eyes always look so fresh and healthy and just new. They just look renewed and young, and that's what we're going for, right? So I ordered quite a bit in here in this order. So maybe not quite a bit, but e.l.f. is affordable, but they're still, I mean, I still spent money. So I'm excited to dive into everything. So this was my freebie. So I got a pack of 3 of the Hydrogel under eye masks. Now I buy these all the time. These go for around $10 a piece. So this is a really, really great freebie. Love this. Definitely get so much use out of these. Love these. So happy about it. Now, this is the big one, right? This is the one that I was super excited for with this order. Did anybody hear like hear anything about the fact that they were coming out with a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury? Because I swear I really try to keep up to date on makeup releases, and especially at the drugstore. And I didn't hear. I'm going to save this for Shawnee Bear because he will sit there and have the best time popping each and every single one of these. And if I throw it away, he'll get very mad at me. So we're going to put that off to the side. I like to pop them too. Does anybody else like to sit there and pop the bubbles? I think it's so satisfying. Anyway, okay. This is, what is this called? This is the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. Glow Booster for Radiant Skin. I got mine in the shade, what shade is this? I don't remember what shade I got. I got shade 2, Fair Light. So let's talk about the packaging first of all. This feels really nice. This feels very, very heavy. I love the kind of nudie millennial pink top. It is so cute. Seeing this up to my skin, it looks like it might be a little bit dark. I probably should have gotten shade number 1, but that's okay. I tan. It's fine. I'll just wear a turtleneck. I'll save. I don't know. We're going to make it work. This retails for $14, which is so expensive for an e.l.f. product. Everything else I ordered was under 10 or was either at or under $10. This was the most expensive product that I ordered. This was $14. Usually e.l.f. foundations and e.l.f. products are super affordable. 9 times out of 10, like I said, everything's under 10 bucks. But this is, I don't know. This is new. Everybody is going to jump on this bandwagon. I believe I went onto the website this morning and a lot of shades were sold out. So I am super excited. I actually picked this up the day that it launched, or I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have been able to get my shade in it. So I'm so stoked to play with this. We're going to play with that. And then I also picked up a couple of shades of the Luminous Putty blushes. I got the shade Bermuda. These go for $6 a piece. I got the shade Bermuda, and then I also got the shade Isla del Sol. This one I am super excited about. If you guys know anything about me, you will know that I love orange and coral. My absolute favorite colors, and a good orange blush is just like absolutely everything to me. I cannot wait to try this out. I will say that the colors on the website are not represented as well as I wish that they were. This one is much darker than I was expecting it to be. I was hoping to get the much brighter kind of pinky one, and this one looks like a really kind of dark burgundy kind of color. This is Bermuda. So that's what it looks like on the finger. Let's swatch it on the back of my hand. Oh, that's still a really pretty color. Now, what I'm interested in is I want to see what the actual difference between the Luminous Putty blushes and the regular Putty blushes is, because I think that the just the straight up Putty blushes are beautiful, but I never really thought about them being super matte either. So I want to see what the difference between the two formulations is. So let's go ahead and test that out real quick. I'll do a really nice swatch on the back of my hand. So that is Bermuda, and you can definitely see there is quite a bit of luminosity there. There's quite a bit of a glow there. And then I want to swatch. Let's swatch from the regular Putty blush. Let's swatch the shade. I believe this is Turks and Caicos. And let's swatch this next to it and see if there really is a difference in the finish. I'm using separate fingers to swatch, so there's no cross-contamination. So let's look at the finish, and right off the bat I can definitely see a finish. There is definitely more of a luminosity and a glow to the Bermuda shade, whereas this one, though it still looks fresh and not like dry in any way, it definitely doesn't have that sheen and that shimmer. Now, I don't see any actual glitter particles or anything chunky in the actual formulation. What I feel like they did is they just added a little bit of a pearl pigmentation to the blush, and it's giving you that very beautiful kind of ethereal glow or Lit From Within Glow. Those are beautiful. So this is Turks and Caicos in the matte formulation. This is Bermuda in the Luminous formulation. I think they're so pretty. I think they both have their uses, but I am so excited to play with the Luminous version. You guys, I love to glow. I got dried up, dusty old mummy skin anyway, and if I can glow, I'm gonna glow. If I can like make my skin look fresh and dewy and luminous and add to the glow, I'm here for it. So here for it. So the next shade I got is Isla del Sol. And this one I am so excited about. This color is absolutely everything. Oh. Okay, so on the website, like I said, the colors are not represented like super well in my opinion. They're muted and not quite exact. So just be aware of that. But this one, I did see reviews for this shade specifically. Oh, and I am so stoked. I am so excited to play with that. Look at that. Now, what I love about this is it's not super orange. It looks very orange and very bright in the packaging. Maybe looks a little bit scary, but once you get it onto your skin and kind of blend that out a little bit, it just gives you the most beautiful orange flush. It's not too orangey, but it's not peachy either. This one is very peachy, and this one is definitely oranger, more orange. And I'm gonna blend both of them out so you can see the two colors next to each other. You can definitely see this one has more of that like reddish orange undertone to it, whereas this one has that kind of pinky peach kind of tone to it. They're both absolutely beautiful, so pretty. I cannot wait to put this on my face. I just am so excited. So on top of the Flawless filter, the Luminous Putty blushes, I also picked up the new e.l.f. Game Up palette. Now, the last couple of palettes they've come out with have been, to say the least. This palette was the second most expensive thing that I purchased. This palette was $10. I like e.l.f. quality. They're not my favorite though. If I had to pick a super affordable eyeshadow formula at the drugstore, you guys already know that I'm gonna pick Profusion. I think Profusion is even more affordable than e.l.f. is, and I think their quality is by far and away so much better. But because I'm doing a new drugstore video, and I really just kind of wanted to, I don't know, I just kind of wanted to test it out. I wanted to do a full face, well, not a full face, but a full like testing new e.l.f. makeup. I picked this up. Not only that, but I thought that this color story was really exciting. Usually when e.l.f. comes out with eyeshadow palettes, everything is very neutral. e.l.f. is a very safe brand when it comes to color. They do things well, and they do them right 99% of the time, but they are not the most adventurous when it comes to colors and things like that. And when I saw this eyeshadow palette, I was like, oh my goodness gracious, that is the most colorful thing I've ever seen from e.l.f. e.l.f., we are definitely doing this. The only thing about the e.l.f. stuff is they are packaged so insanely, and you know, it kind of has to be that way, because if not, people will get into it and they'll swatch it in store, and then you end up buying something that people have put their fingers in, and you know, that's not always the best. That's not always like the best feeling thing in the world, but it does take absolutely forever to get into it. Thank goodness for tweezers. And y'all, you can use that nifty little fast forward button if this is super boring for you, but I enjoy unboxings. I enjoy watching other people open things, and I figured you guys would want to kind of come with me and explore the new e.l.f. collection with me just a little bit. If y'all have an easier way of getting into these things, please let me know, because these really are such a pain in the hiney to get into, and heaven forbid you have nails on, because it's just not going to happen. I have to use tweezers for absolutely everything. Update on the puppies, in case you guys were wondering. They are getting they're to the point now where they just want out of the cage. They're starting to, they still haven't opened their eyes yet, which I'm waiting so patiently for. I want them to open their eyes and start to get curious. But the biggest puppy we have, she's the most beautiful little white thing ever. But she is getting to the point where she wants out of the cage. I don't know. She just kind of sits at the gate all day, just kind of like with one arm hanging over the side. It's the most adorable thing. I posted pictures on my Instagram if you guys want to go check that out. But it is the most adorable thing. I think she's going to be the first one that really gets up and starts to explore a little bit. I cannot wait for it to happen. So this is what the color story looks like. So it seems like you have a full row of shimmers and a full row of mattes. I think this color story is insane. I think it is incredibly beautiful. I think that any kind of eye look you get from this eyeshadow palette is going to be banging. I am so excited about it. I have, like I said, never seen e.l.f. do a color story like this. I just cannot wait. Let's go ahead and swatch a couple things real quick because why not? So let's do the mattes first. You guys know I'm going to go right in to that green because I just can't help myself. I am a sucker for a good neon green shade. That looks really, really pigmented on the back on my finger. Okay, all right. That looks nice. That looks nice. It looks nice and opaque. There's still a little bit of sheerness to it, but it does look nice and pigmented. Let's go into the purple because I feel like purple, now this one feels different. This one feels more dry, whereas the green was definitely, had more of a silkiness to it and it was softer. This one seems a little bit more dry. There's definitely more kick up in the pan with it, but it swatches well. That looks nice and pigmented and dark. Let's go into this blue because this blue is super pretty. I'm really excited about the shimmers in this palette. I think the shimmers are going to be absolutely fantastic. This is that really beautiful deep dark blue. So that looks really pretty. Those three colors together, they're still bright, but there is a grungy undertone to these colors that I am just so in love with. I think it is so it's so original, especially for the brand. Even though the colors might have been done before and I might have the colors in different palettes in my collection, this is the first time I've seen anything like this from e.l.f. and I am so excited for it. Let's go into one of these shimmers. Let's go into this green shimmer. Okay. That is stellar. That looks absolutely beautiful. Now the shimmers don't feel like they have a ton of moisture to them, which is nice. So they're not going to crease on my eyelid because I do have pretty textured and wrinkly eyelids. So I don't like something that's got too high of a moisture content. But look at the reflect on those. They are absolutely stunning. They're not satin. They're not slightly glittery. They are beautifully metallic. I am so excited for this. So those are stunning. Those are absolutely gorgeous. I like the packaging as well. You've got this blue plastic base. I mean, it's standard drugstore packaging, but I think that it's really pretty. It fits with the theme of everything. That is super adorable. Now, I also picked up a couple of these are the e.l.f. Game Up I Win eyeliner pots. I got these in two different shades. I got the purple shade and the yellow shade. And I just thought that these were nifty. You can either use these as eyeliners or eyeshadow bases, whatever your little heart desires. They had these in a couple of different colors. There was a green one that I should have picked up, but instead of the green one, I ended up picking up the green No Budge eyeliner stick. This is a shadow stick, but I like to use it for eyeliner. It works beautifully as eyeliner. You can also use this and just color all over your eyelid and use it as an eye base that way as well. Once these set down, they do not move. These are absolutely fantastic, and I think this color is bomb. But let's go into the actual liner pots real quick. Okay, let's talk about the packaging real quick. That is freaking adorable. So it's got the little e.l.f. in pixelized, font, in a pixelized font on the top, with that really beautiful blue color that seems to be the theme or the main color of this collection. And then the little pot is colored the color of the liner inside, which I think is absolutely adorable. These are so cute. And that is what it looks like on the inside. That is the actual color. Now, I'm definitely not going to be able to get my finger in there, but I do want to test out how creamy this is. So I'm going to take a clean eyeliner brush, and I'm just going to kind of dip it in there, and we'll get a swatch that way. Yeah, that looks nice and creamy. It's not dried up in any way. It's going onto the brush really well. Let's see. Oh, yeah. That is the most beautiful. Did I get the green one and not yellow? Is this green and not yellow? I'm telling y'all, this looks very, very green. I could be colorblind, but that's what it looks like. That is freaking awesome. I am so stoked. That is going to be incredible. It doesn't feel like it's too thick. Doesn't feel like it's too thin either. We're going to let that swatch kind of chill out on the back of my hand for a minute, and I want to see if it sets down fully. To see if it's going to set down to like a budge proof finish. But I love that color. Very, very creamy. I think that's going to be beautiful either as an eyeliner or an eye paint. I feel like you could do just about anything you wanted to with this formula. That is so, so pretty. So that was the shade. What shade was this? This was the shade. What shade is this? I Win Eyeliner Pot. What shade? I am so sorry. What shade is this? FTW, Pour Love Victory. It's the yellow one. It's the yellow one. And then I got the purpley pink one. This one says Good Game. Good Game. So that is the name of this one. And then this one is FTW. I don't know what that stands for, but the yellow one is FTW and the purple one is Good Game. I think the packaging on these is so adorable. They really went all out for this collection. I am so excited I got to pick it up. I was shocked that it was still in e.l.f. Their new launches sell out so quickly, and I was so surprised that this was still in stock. And this one is so absolutely adorable. Again, you have the same little blue e.l.f. pixelized top, but then this one is that really pretty kind of like grungy purple color. And I love that the bottoms are the color of the contents inside, so it's going to be really easy to identify the shade and just quickly pick it up. This one is so pretty. I think these are such interesting shades. I cannot wait to play with these a little bit. If you guys have been following me on, if you have been following my pages or my recent looks, you will know that I have been into graphic liner so much recently. And when I saw these, I was like, I definitely need to pick them up. I am very hopeful that they're going to be absolutely amazing. This one actually seems to be just as creamy, if not more so, than the yellow one. Oh yeah. That color is so pretty. So this was FTW and this one is Good Game. Good Game? Good Game. So there are all of the swatches. So beautiful. Which liner is your favorite? Which shadow is your favorite? I am so stoked to play with all of these. I think I have no idea where we're going to take this look. I have no idea. Guys, I'm literally experiencing everything with you, so I have had no chance to prepare or kind of map out a look, so we're just gonna dive into it. We're just gonna figure it out together. Last but not least, we have the No Budge Matte Shadow Stick. This is in the shade Lava Lamp. I am a sucker for green. I love green eyeshadow, and these grungy greens are just so pretty. I have quite a few of the e.l.f. No Budge shadow sticks. I just think they're a really great formulation. Like I said, once they set down, they don't move. They stay really well both on the eye and in the waterline. It's just a really fantastic formulation. Just your standard kind of eyeshadow stick. But I wanted to see if there was a difference in the tone of all of these greens. They have a little bit of a grungy, olivey kind of undertone to them. So this is the No Budge Shadow Stick. This is the liner, and this is the green from the palette. So they're not the same shade, which I like because they're not just repeating themselves over and over again. So it actually benefits the collection or your collection to own all of them because you're not just buying the same color over and over again. I like that the shadow stick is a little bit darker and it is matte, so it's going to set down and it's not going to budge anywhere. I think that the liner has had time enough to really set down now, so I want to see if it budges at all. I'm so excited. Okay, so yeah, I really just rubbed that and that didn't go anywhere. So that is going to be no budge. It is very much set down and not going to go anywhere. That makes me think that this is going to be perfect for doing any kind of waterline lining as well. It's going to be so much fun. So that is everything opened and unboxed. Let's go ahead and should we try the flawless filter first? I think we should. So let's try that. I want to open this up. And of course, this thing is buttoned up, so you're not going to get in there without really trying. All right, we're just going to put you up here. All right. Boom. Thank you for coming. Goodbye. Have a nice day. So I heard that this... Oh, wow. Okay, so Big Daddy Giant Doe Foot. Let's go ahead and swatch it. Let's swatch it right here and see what it looks like. So this is shade number 2, Fair Light. It definitely is... it's got like that peachy kind of yellow undertone to it. I have no idea what to expect here, guys. Like I said, I've never used the Charlotte Tilbury one, so I don't really know what I'm jumping into. I really don't know how I'm going to use it. I believe I'm going to put it all over my face and start that way. And then if I want to add a foundation on top of it, we will. But that looks really pretty. It's got a nice luminosity to it. It feels nice on the skin. It feels a little bit thick, but not heavy. Yeah, let's go ahead and put a little bit of that on the face. Let's do the eyes first. Let's do the eyes first because I don't know how the fallout situation is gonna go. I'm gonna use let's use a little bit of just a clear eyeshadow primer. This is the Wet n Wild eyeshadow primer. It is the Photo Focus Rose eyeshadow primer. It's pretty much translucent. Just putting a thin layer down on my lids. And the reason I'm doing this is because I use an eyeshadow primer every single time I do my makeup. I never skip it. I think eyeshadow primer is super important, especially for bright, vivid shadows. You really want them to be able to stick to the eyelid as well as they can. And for me, eyeshadow primer is really just an essential. So let's put that down there. And then let's start with a matte shadow. Let's start, I really have no idea what I want to do. I think I kind of want to play with I definitely want to play with the green. So maybe let's play with the green and the blue, because that seems to be the color story for this, this collection. So let's start with the darkest shade first. You guys are seeing my process and seeing how chaotic it really, really is. I'm going to take an e.l.f. brush, mine as well. This is the e.l.f. Eye Crease Brush. Let's take that let's go into the blue shade and tuck that right into the outer corner. I'm just kind of packing this on first, and then we'll go in later and blend everything out. But it seems to be packing on pretty well. It doesn't look patchy. Just kind of tucking that onto the outer corner. Like so. I really like that color. It's electric and bright, but still has depth to it. That's very, very pretty. Let's take a slightly fluffier brush now. I'm gonna go into this is my Dew Color 03, just a slightly larger fluffy blending brush. And let's go into, I wanna go into this purple shade. Okay, definitely a little bit more pickup with the purple shade than the blue. And let's put this purple into the crease. So the purple is pretty. It's going on well. There's nice pigmentation there. It's definitely buildable. I actually really enjoy this color purple. It's got this kind of smoky, hazy quality to it. And it's blending beautifully with that blue shadow. Going on very smoothly. It's not skipping in my crease at all. That looks so pretty. And it's building beautifully. So it's not super pigmented upon initial laydown. But it does build wonderfully. And it's blending out smoothly. No patching. That's what I was worried about. I was very worried about patching. Purples are notoriously difficult to make, and they are notorious for being super patchy. I'm not having that problem with this. I'm just going to kind of smoke this up into a very simple shape and kind of buff out the edges so I get something nice and soft and smoky. Like so. That's really pretty. I'm going to go back into that small e.l.f. brush. I'm going to go back into the blue and deepen up this part right here. Add a little bit of depth to the outer corner. I'm only bringing this about, I want to say 3/4 of the way through my crease. Focusing most of my pigmentation on the outer portion of the lid and crease. Those are blending beautifully together. They're working beautifully together. It looks nice and seamless. So let's go in with a little bit of shimmer now. Let's do... I want to use the green so badly, but I also want to use the liner. So I'm thinking about doing I'm just kind of smoking that out a little bit more while I think about what I want to do. That's so pretty and smoky. They never look as blended on my camera as they do in real life, but it is blending out pretty nicely. Let's go in. Should we add a little bit of orange just to be just to be crazy? Should we add orange, or is that gonna like ruin things? I don't know. Okay, let's add a little bit of green. Let's add a little bit of green up here, because why not? Just gonna kind of add a little bit of a green halo around that purple, because it's pastel, and pastels are really great for blending things out. And it's gonna give it that really grungy, kind of toxic green halo. Yeah. Okay. That brought the grunge in a fantastic way. I will say I am not super impressed with the purple. This green is pastel, and it has overpowered that purple instantly. So the purple's not my favorite shade in the palette. It does work, but you just kind of have to really build it, because this green is absolutely everything. This green is fantastic, blending beautifully. Really brought that kind of like spooky, grungy kind of effect that I was looking for. And I think because we added the green to the transition, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pack the orange onto, I'm gonna use the orange shimmer, and I'm gonna pack that onto the front of my eye. I'm gonna use an e.l.f. This is an e.l.f. smudge brush, and I'm just gonna rub it into this orange shimmer. We're going to use it dry first, and then I'll spray it with a setting spray and see how that works. It's picking up well on the brush, getting a nice amount of product on my brush. It actually looks really pretty on the eye. It's packing on well. A nice amount of pigmentation. For some reason, this palette is making me think Halloween so bad. It is so pretty. Very grungy, very kind of like witchy, bog witch kind of vibes, but I'm here for it. I do want to see how that shimmer shade performs when it's wet. So I'm going to take a little bit more onto my brush, and I'm going to spritz it with my my NYX Bear With Me setting spray. And I'm going to pack that right on top. Yeah, that really helped. So definitely perform better with a wet brush, but they looked fine with a dry brush as well. But wet, it really, you just get that kind of sheen and that metallic reflect. That is so nice. I think I'm going to add a little bit of the blue shimmer right here just to kind of bridge the gap. Let's go into the blue one. My brush is still a little bit wet. Oh, wow. That blue shimmer is so pretty. Super pigmented. Definitely shows up. The two shimmers play well together. Now, it's always difficult blending orange and blue together because they're nowhere close on the color wheel. But they didn't get muddy. They still look really nice. Let's put something right in the center there, though, to really help bridge the gap. Might as well. Let's put a little bit of that green shimmer. Right there in the center. That is so pretty. Oh, I love it. That looks like Halloween all day, every day. I am so in love with it. Okay, so this eyeshadow palette is performing beautifully. The shimmers are great quality. The mattes are nice. They're nice and pigmented. They blend well. They're not sticking or grabbing. I think the color story is so much fun. That is amazing. That is amazing. I am so in love. I am so in love. Okay, that is chef's kiss. So good. So I'm going to use the No Budge shadow stick and do a little bit of a liner on my lower waterline. It is the way that I prefer to use these. It is nicely pigmented. It's going to dry down and it won't move, which I enjoy. So pretty. And then I'm going to take that another e.l.f. smudge brush, and I'm going to go into, let's go back into, let's do blue. No, let's do green. We'll go into that green and use that to kind of smudge out the lower lash line a little bit. There is a little bit of fallout, so I'm definitely going to have to clean that up in just a minute. kind of smudge that green on the lower lash line. And then I think I'm going to take the same brush. I'm going to go into that blue just a little bit and blend that right here on the outer portion, right underneath that green, just to tighten the blue a little bit. Kind of taper that off towards the center of the eye. Kind of tie everything in it together a little bit. That is so grungy. It is so unique to anything I own from e.l.f. I'm so enjoying this. Now, definitely if I would have had time to maybe think it out a little bit more, maybe wouldn't have made exactly the same choices that I made. But still, either way, I think this is so pretty. I'm just taking that Dew Color 03 with a little bit more of that purple shade, and I'm going back into the crease just to help redefine it, just to build that purple up a little bit more, so it's not quite so lost. I think that this color story is so much fun. I think that it is so possible to have so much fun with this. I think that the way that they have curated and put the colors together, it is just super, super easy to let yourself kind of be free and do whatever you want. Yeah, baby.
Did our internet go out?
I don't believe so. Why? I just paid the bill yesterday.
Alright, well, I'm sorry.
So now I want to use, okay, let's look at this eye look really quickly, because I have never done anything that looks quite like this, and I'm kind of in love with it. I will, of course, be posting finished pictures over on my Instagram. The link for that will be in the description box below if you guys want to go check that out. Guys, I always think that it's easier to look at a picture and really kind of zoom in so you can really see what's going on. But I am already saying that this eyeshadow palette is fantastic. I love the color story. I think the quality of the actual shadows is bomb. I think these are fantastic. I love that so much. It's like a peacock look on steroids. So beautiful. So that's all the fallout that we got. Not a ton. There is fallout though, so I do suggest that you do your eye makeup first and then go in with your base products. I'm really glad that we went ahead and did the eye first. So now let's try out the Flawless filter. Now I saw a bunch, because everybody and their mama has done a review on this recently, so I have watched a few, and I saw people put it on with a sponge. I saw people put it on with a brush. I saw people use it as foundation. I saw people use it to underpaint. You can pretty much do whatever you want to with this. I think I'm going to use it as a kind of like all over the face moment first. I'm only good. That looks is definitely not my color. I should have gotten the first shade. I don't know why. I thought Fairlight would be okay for me. I'm going to do half of my face, and then we can compare that to the other half and see if it makes a difference. Like I said, I've never used this before. I don't know how much product I need to use. I am going to use it with my sponge because that is how I apply my foundation. This is an e.l.f. sponge. It is their Flawless Finish sponge. My absolute favorite sponge on the entire planet. I love this thing. It is so squishy and soft. Instantly, I can see that it has given my skin an insane amount of luminosity and glow. There is just a little bit of coverage with it, as well as kind of evening out my redness. just a touch. I don't know that I would wear this as a all over the face product, just because it does look, it looks a little bit Tin Man-like to me. Now, I could be wrong. It might just be that I'm not used to a product like this. And it might just need to sink into my skin a little bit more. That is an insane amount of luminosity. That legitimately looks like a liquid highlighter. It is stunning, but I'm worried that it's going to enhance the texture on my skin, and that's not something I am super excited about, because I do have quite textured skin. Okay, so that is blended. So let's look at it. This side of my face is incredibly shiny and dewy. It definitely evened my skin tone, toned down quite a bit of that redness as compared to this side of my face. I look super blotchy and uneven. I still have a little bit of glow from my skincare, but nowhere near the amount of glow that I have on this side of my face. I really don't know how I feel about that. I definitely think that I would use this more as an underpainting kind of situation, just because I really feel like that is a lot of glow. I don't know that I like what it's doing to my skin, but we're just gonna roll with it. I'm gonna keep only half of my face done so we can kind of like compare. I'm looking at myself in the mirror, and the difference between the two sides of my face is just insane. The amount of glow there is just wow. So I want to try out the Putty blushes. So I'm going to go right into the orange one because that's the one that I'm the most excited about. So this is the Luminous Putty blush in the shade Isla del Sol. It is the most incredible bright orange color. I like to apply these with a brush, and I like to use my e.l.f. angled blush brush. This is from the travel set. And I think it's kind of the perfect size to just kind of dip in there. And then I just kind of want to tap it into place. I like to keep my blush nice and high. That is so bright and so pretty. It's orange, but still natural. I mean, as natural as an orange blush can be. But it doesn't look like I've just kind of painted my cheek orange. It still ends up being this really beautiful kind of flush of natural-ish color. And of course, you guys know that the Putty blushes just blend in so easily and so beautifully. I think that color is stunning. See what this thing with the reflectiveness is doing to my my wrinkles and the texture on my skin. Like, it just, I feel like it is emphasizing my wrinkles. Though I love the finish and I think it's really beautiful, I definitely would use this as more of an underpainting situation to help give myself a little bit of glow. You know, with dry skin, you think, oh, I want all the luminosity that I can get, but there is a point where it just is too much. And for an everyday person, I couldn't wear this out, just this by itself. I do think that this would be beautiful mixed in with another foundation. If you mixed this in with something that was a little bit more matte to help give it a little bit of like luminosity and glow, I think that would be perfect because it does feel nice and hydrating on the skin. It also doesn't feel like it sets down, so I definitely would need to set this with powder. But I think for the most part, I'm going to use this as either underpainting or as a mix-in. Not my favorite as just an all over the face kind of foundation thing, but I do think the finish of it is very, very pretty. and I think I'm going to get a ton of use out of it mixing it with other foundations. As for the blush, I think the blush is absolutely stunning. I am so in love with it. That color is absolutely everything. I think the eyeshadow palette is A+. One of the best e.l.f. palettes that I have ever used, and most certainly the most fun. I am so in love with this. If you guys have been checking this out, definitely go get it. It is so much fun. I think the color story is brilliant, really. It is so fun and so brilliant, and I was able to come up with this really gorgeous grungy peacock kind of look that I am so incredibly in love with. The last thing that we have left to try is the eyeliner, and I definitely want to do a little bit of a wing situation, but I don't know what color I want to use. Should I use purple or should I use green? Let's try the purple, and then if we want to use the green, we can do that. But I do want to see how this goes on. On the lash line. Guys, this is applying so easily. It's super easy to control. Oh, it's so beautifully pigmented. And the color is this kind of frosty, grungy purple color, which complements the eye palette in such a beautiful way. Nice and opaque. Super easy to work with. Oh, that is so pretty. I love that. I love this eye look. I'm gonna have to figure out how to work with this, because out of this video, this is the thing that I'm kind of like about, but I do think it would be beautiful mixed in with other things. It just is definitely not my favorite for like all over the face, though I will say that the more I wear it and the more it kind of sinks into my skin, the better I feel like it looks. So I will of course put an edit in the description box. I will of course post everything that I used in today's video in the description box below, but I'll post an edit. I'll continue to wear this throughout the day and see how I feel about it come nighttime, and let you guys know, do I like it? What do I feel like it would work best with, and how it really reacted with my super dry skin. But as of right now, I do think that it makes my skin look very healthy. It's just really shiny, and I just don't know how I feel about it. I think the eye palette is fantastic. I think the eyeliners are absolutely bomb. I think that the blush is so gorgeous, and of course the eyeshadow stick, it looks beautiful in my waterline. This would be great to put all over the eye, just kind of blend out one and done. They're great for that. They sit down, they don't move. They're fantastic. Guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video, at least just a little bit. I hope I entertained you just the tiniest amount. As always, no filters, no edits, no fancy lighting. It's just me sitting in front of my do you hear my son screaming in the background? Goodness gracious. It's just me sitting in front of my camera, playing with some makeup, hoping you guys are enjoying what I'm doing. As always, I will be posting finished pictures over on my other social medias. The links for those will be in the description box as well. If you guys are not following me on all my other socials, please make sure that you're doing that. Your support is so appreciated. Guys, this is my happy place. This is my absolute favorite thing in the world, and I am so incredibly happy that I get to share it with you guys every single day. Until next time, my beautiful Loverlies, stay safe, take care of yourselves, and remember, you're important. Bye.